Hey everyone, it's Matt. I'm back again with another episode of Q&A with Matt K. It's been a couple weeks. I had some time off, and not only am I back today, but we are back with a new studio application that we're using. So bear with me as I try out this new application. Let me know in the comments if you like this better or worse than the previous one we were using. For those of you that are new, welcome. This is the segment where I will answer a question, or at least attempt to answer a question, that somebody has posted online. Typically it's on Trailhead or Stack Overflow or Reddit. Sometimes it's sent to us directly. And I just wing it. So I use my 23 years experience of working with Salesforce to try to figure something out without any preparation. And we don't edit the videos either. So you get to see me as I figure it out. It's a good look into the behind the scenes of what it's like to be a Salesforce consultant. For those of you that are not Salesforce consultants, again, I got 23 years experience, so you can see how long it takes me to do something, and now you can understand why an estimate to do what should be simple sometimes is a lot higher than what you would expect, because a lot of work goes into it. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already done so, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help me justify this because the more people that subscribe to the channel, the more time I can allocate to solving problems, and I do enjoy it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen. Hopefully I can figure out how to do it. There we go. All right, and I'm going to see if I can change the layout too while we're at it. Let's do picture in a picture. Okay. Hopefully that's readable. That's I think as big as I'm going to get it. So that's an interesting difference with this tool and the last, but that's okay. Not a problem. I will see if there's anything I can do to improve that, but there might not be. Nope, I think this is it. Okay. I'll zoom in. And so what we got here is a question that I found just before making this video. It's a fairly new question. I'm doing this later in the day than I normally do. And we got a question, is there a way to mass convert leads to contacts? This person has a few thousand leads that needs to convert to contacts on an existing account as well, which is like, ooh, that's definitely tricky. I am fairly certain that this has to be done with code. That's how my gut is, oh, I'll just do it with code, but I do write code, and so I often will jump to that. I try not to. If I can avoid it, I try to do it with flow. So let me go to the leads tab. Let me make sure we have some leads. I'm not going to create thousands. I think that would be a lot. We don't need that. Now, one thing to note, even here, and yeah, this is why I think I cannot do it with flow. We can create a list view button, and that list view button can call flow. But when we do that, let me zoom in for those of you at home. When we do that, it's going to only select the first 200 records, and that's a Salesforce design to select only the first 200 on a list view. And so if this person's got several thousand, they said a few thousand, let's say 3,000, right? Let's just say that, which is a little more than a few, I think, but we'll be conservative. 200 goes into 1,000 5 times, 1,000 goes into 3,000 3 times, so that'd be 15 times. Not the end of the world to have to click a button 15 times. It's doable, but I don't think there's a flow functionality to convert leads. I think we have the ability to update a record. I know that. Let's create a new flow. And we'll start from scratch. And it's going to be a screen flow. Just making sure there's nothing on here that oh yeah, here's how you do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we look down here, yeah, we have create records. We have update records. But I don't think the update can be convert a lead. And definitely not convert a lead to a specific account. That's just not a thing. I mean, it's a thing. It is a thing, yes. It is a thing that's available in Apex. It's not a thing available in like an update a lead form. The other thing that I'm just processing as I'm thinking about this question is this is a one-time operation. It's not something that they're going to do weekly, at least according to the question. So really, we don't even want to create something in our Salesforce org, right? Technically, we just want this thing to run once and for it to, poof, go away. And so really a script would be better. An Apex script would be better. However, always, safe harbor notice, don't ever run code directly against production. Always build in a sandbox or developer environment or Trailhead playground. This is not a best practice to just run scripts against production and modify data. Having said that, let's do it. Let's break the rules. And what I'm going to do is I'm pulling up Code Builder. You can use VS Code or any other IDE code editor that you want. And I am going to create a new script in here called convertLeads.apex. Okay, and what this is basically just some Apex code. I could, write it in a text editor and paste it into the developer console in Salesforce. But I like to do it this way because if my browser crashes, I'll have it saved. So string account ID equals. So the question said that there's a specific account ID. And I'm assuming there's some way, some criteria that this person has to determine the right leads, right? I have an idea, and first name equals test, and I'll get to that. Let's go ahead and put a limit on here because it's always a best practice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to, I could do this from VS Code, but yeah, I'm going to, well, we could do it either way. I'm going to create some leads, is what I'm going to do. And I probably should do this from VS Code, but that's okay. Let's do list lead inserts equals new list lead for integer I equals 0, I less than 3,000, I plus plus. And we're going to say lead inserts add new lead. And the first name is going to be test with a capital T. And the last name is going to be equal to test plus the number, and then the company is going to be equal to unknown. That should be enough. Let's try it out. And I think it worked. It's running. Taking a while. I said 3,000. That is a lot. And if we have any flows or Apex or anything like that, then that's executing. And I'm pretty sure there's a flow in this org. So I should turn that off ahead of time, but I didn't. But that's okay. Looks like that executed because I didn't get any exceptions. If we come back to open leads and I refresh, there they are. Great. Okay. And what I want to do next is create an account. And let's just see. Here we go. Test, test. Perfect. Thanks, Matt, for doing that a long time ago. Again, this is a one-time thing. We are never going to use this script again. So I'm just going to copy the ID from the URL, paste it in there, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this at home, because I know it is smaller with this recording studio tool that we're using, and I apologize. It is something that I will factor in to our decision as to whether we want to use this or not. I don't know if there's a way. Phil, does that do anything? No. Okay, well, we'll see. What can we do? I've started, and like I said at the beginning, we don't edit these. So what you see is what you get. Okay, so what we're going to do is for every lead in these leads, we are going to do a lead convert. and I don't remember I don't remember, but there's a thing. There is a thing in Apex that lets us convert this lead. What class is it on is what I'm trying to remember. And I can't. Now I could try to use Einstein for this. It doesn't look like it's on in this org. What's this one here? Code Builder. No, I'm not seeing the, oh, look at this right here. Enable Agentforce for developers. Yes, it's called Agentforce for developers now. Okay. And now that it's enabled, ta-da, look at that! Oh, so cool. So cool. So Agentforce knew what I wanted to do because I typed in the word convert. L.id, look at that. It did everything I needed to do. So cool. It's not done yet, though, because I need to do this. Database.convertLead is the LCR. And let's go ahead. List string results equals new list string. That's pretty good. Results dot add LCR dot. I want to say, I think it's get success. Is success. Here is success. Okay. If LCR dot is success, let's go ahead and add LCR dot get account ID. And else, let's put results dot add. Results dot add LCR dot get. Errors. Yep, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, and then system.debug results. Okay. That looks pretty good. I think there's a couple of LCs that I can set here on this lead convert. Lead convert. I don't want to create an opportunity. Set do not create opportunity. True. Okay, I think that'll work. I honestly think this is it. So I want to test this. I want to test it out with one record first. And so what I want to do is go back to the leads tab. And let's choose Norm May. Sure. I don't know Norm. And let's come back to this, and I'm going to just add a little bit in here, and ID equals Norm May's ID. And let's try this out. I'm going to hit execute up here. It's going to run. We may get an error. Oh, we got an error. Line 9, missing a semicolon on line 8. Let's try it one more time. We'll clear this out. Execute. Line 14, where we got an extra parentheses. No harm done. Now, if I was trying to deploy this, it would not deploy. We wouldn't even be able to save it to the sandbox. Okay, it ran. And if we scroll up, we should be... wait a minute. What am I doing? Cut that out. Yeah, because Norm's first name is not Test, right? That's obvious. Okay. Oh, look at that. Error. Unknown error. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. What I'm going to do is pick a different lead. I want to pick a different lead. I'm going to pick one of my test leads because I chose Norm, and for all I know, something else is going on with Norm. I didn't look at that record very closely. Let's try that one more time, see what happens when we choose a test lead. Execute. No, it still failed. Look at that. Exception thrown. There was an unknown error. There was an error converting the lead. Please try again. What could it be? What could it be? Why would converting this lead fail? Okay, so a good test that I like to do when I have a problem in my code is to walk through the steps as if the code was doing it. So the first thing I would do, I was go to the lead, I just queried it, I'd click the convert button, and we're not creating an opportunity, we are creating the account and the contact. Let's do that and hit convert. Aha! Well, look at that. Problem persists either way. So I think I might have a flow somewhere on an auto launch flow, maybe? Because it wouldn't be a screen flow, but maybe an auto launch flow that is somehow preventing this from working. Triggered flows. Well, look at this. Account triggering opportunity email. Yeah, that could do it. Let's try to turn that off. Let's view details. So I'm gonna, I use this org for all sorts of stuff, and I typically will leave stuff after I build it. I don't go and clean it up, which is fine because it's a terrible thing to do. But this is not a real org, and so I need to turn off some of these things just to be safe. I think. Oop, not that way. Okay, let's do this one. Let's turn this one off here because we are creating an account. We are creating a contact. We're not creating an opportunity, so I probably don't need to worry about anything on opportunities. Just accounts and contacts and maybe leads is what I should be looking for on triggered flows. So this one is on an opportunity. That's fine. This one's on an account. That could be a problem. Let's turn that off. And deactivate. Okay, let's see if there's any others on accounts or contacts. Nope, I think we're good. So now I'm going to come back to norm May. I'm going to hit convert, walk through it manually as if I were doing it with my code, and see what happens. Still got an error. Not a great sign. Wonder why. This is the active checkbox. Here we go. Oh, we got a lot. Here we go. Let's turn this one off here on contacts. Like I said, these are unedited, so you get to see what it's like in the real world, not on a polished video where everything goes perfectly. Okay, triggered flows. Let's hit that pin there. We have a lead flow here. That could also be causing problems. Let's deactivate that. And well, I'll just deactivate as many as I have to. Here's another lead flow. And are there any accounts or contact ones? No. Okay. So this might be it. Oh, this one here. And okay, let's delete that as well. Okay, let's try converting this. Well, what is going on? That is interesting. Okay, could it be something about norm? I don't think so. Look at that. Well, it could be something in this org. That's definitely a possibility. That something in this org is not great. But it's not going to be one of these flows. Let's check triggers, because maybe I have some code in here that I wrote a long time ago that I don't remember. Well, it doesn't look like I have any triggers in here, which I thought I did, but I guess not. So that's not it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to clear this out and run it again. And what I'm looking for is we have a query row, we have a DML statement, that's a save, a database save. Unknown exception, there was an error converting, please try again. Let's see, where did this come from? Lead convert.bulk lead convert? I didn't use the word bulk lead convert anywhere. That's interesting. So I'm just looking to see if anything's being executed besides this lead convert. And this, what is this? Where is this coming from? Lead convert dot bulk lead convert. Set lead, set account ID, set do not create opportunity, set converted status. Wait a minute. Set converted status. Let's try that out. That still doesn't explain why it wasn't working though. Yeah, it's still not working. Oh, semicolon's missing. Okay, let's try that one more time. Clear the log, hit execute, because it's not going to work, right? We know it's not going to work because it wasn't working in the user interface. Oh boy. What could it be? I am definitely confused. So had I quoted this as being 10 minutes, I would be in trouble. I think I might have to pull up the docs and figure out what it is. Set bypass account, set contact ID. But it's not any of this stuff. We know it's not because it's not working in the user interface. So I need to fix it so that it doesn't happen in the user interface. Yes, definitely. Okay, so let's go back to flows. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's check out other stuff, right? This is a great demonstration of how to debug stuff in general. So I'm going to check my workflow rules. I'm going to check my process builders. I'm going to edit a lead and hit save. I'm going to do that as well. So let's do that. Let's just hit edit. Oh, you know what? Let's just change it to this. Mark as complete. Okay, so saving works. And now I'm curious. Maybe the initial status needs to be something. What if, I'm just curious, is there an, there's not an existing Greenwich account, is there? No, okay, so that's not it. What if, no. Well, I am confused. What could it be? Let's check validation rules. Yep. Yeah. So we checked flows already, and we saw that there should be no flows that are record triggered, that are active. Let's actually create a new view here. New, let's say active, custom flows, and it's going to be add a filter. Active equals true, done, save. So these are all of our active flows, and now I want the ones that are really custom, which I'm not sure if there's an easy way. Let's see what fields we have available. Namespace. We want namespace equals blank. And those should be the ones that were created in this org, not from a package. We do have some auto-launched ones. Can we get the object name? Can we get the object name? Package, triggering object. There we go. Opportunity, task. No, I don't think it's any of these other ones. Well, this one says account. It's a screen flow, and so it's not going to launch automatically, so we're okay. All right, let's check our validation rules. Maybe I was once asked a question, how to prevent a lead from being converted, right? It's possible, and maybe I built a rule. No. Let's try accounts. Nope. And let's try contact. This is one of those days where I wish we edited our videos. No. Storage. It's storage. Okay. This is a dev org. Let's see if I can get there. I think I filled up the org. Yep. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We can't create new records. So, let me... Do I have a delete? I don't have a delete button, do I? Nope. Okay. Let's come here. Ironic that we can actually use the same query. Let's delete 500. And, oh, why is that not working? Race converters and first name equals test order by name descending. All right, let's just take out the order by. Oh, I know. Never mind. It's the semicolon there. Okay, and let's go to recycle bin. We'll empty it. Yeah, I filled up the org. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Not the greatest error message, if anyone's watching this and able to fix that on the server. That would be nice. Let's see. So I could delete other records, right? I could delete some. We have 3,000 leads. I could also delete any converted leads that I have because I don't need those in this org. Let's do that too. Okay, and then we'll empty the recycle bin. Let's empty the entire recycle bin. Yeah. I might need to delete even more. It's hard to tell. So you can see now storage should get refreshed at some point. We're at 116%. Let me... Oh, I got an idea. Let me delete leads that don't start with the word test because... not equal to test. I don't need those. Not for this test, not for this video. Oh, how many did I create? I created 3,000, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. So we'll just... Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's still running. Okay. Sorry, I'm going a little fast. I apologize for those of you at home. Well, that's even weirder. Where is converted equals false. Okay, and then refresh. There we go. And delete. Okay. Great. Now I can already tell I'm gonna run into another issue, right? The issue I'm gonna run into, if we come back to storage, is when we convert a lead, we keep the lead. And then we also create an account and a contact. So for every lead I have, I'm going to end up with 2 additional records, which means I'm going to exceed my storage again. So I'm definitely not going to be able to run this on 1,000 leads just based on the current storage. But let's see if that fixed the problem. I have my fingers crossed that it did. Oh, it did. I figured it out. 2 videos in one, everybody. If you get an error message and you don't know what it means, because it's not clear and it doesn't tell you anything, try checking out your storage. Yeah, and now we can test this out. Let's go ahead, set this to 1, and execute. No error message, yay! And there's the ID of the account, which is probably not what I should have gotten the contact. But that's okay. Let's go to that account, and there should be a contact down there called test. And it was just created. There it is, test, test. Let's do it again, just to prove that it works. Let's change the limit from 1 to 10, take away this ID filter, hit execute, after clearing this out. This is the code. This is what you want. It works. Your status might be different. This is the status in my org. In your org, it could be something totally different. Let's come here and refresh, and there you go. Yay! All right, so that's how you do it. I will post this. Let's take a look before I post it. So you saw it. I didn't really have to do that much code because Agentforce for developers really wrote the code for me. I just tweaked it a little. Thank you, Agentforce. But do a query, loop through the results, and use this apex to convert the lead. That's all it is. Pretty straightforward. Again, it's a one-time operation. We're never going to do this again, which is why I did it this way. If this is something we're going to do often, I would put this somewhere where it can be reused. Maybe it's an invocable method that a flow could call, but then we would be doing 200 at a time. Maybe it is some type of apex that I would just call as an administrator using the dev console, the Salesforce dev console, passing in some type of where clause or something if there's a way to filter, and it would get those leads and then call, pass it into here, something like that. Or maybe I create a field on all the leads. I create a field and populate it, do convert or convert me. And if it's checked, then this thing just looks for all leads where it says convert me, and goes and converts it. Or actually the right way to do it would be to create a new field called converted account ID. And if it's populated, then it gets that lead and converts it into that ID, right? With that ID being in the account. That would be the right way to do it. That's the way I would do it if this was something that we had to do on a regular basis. But given the question, not having to do it on a regular basis, I did it the quick and dirty way, which is to just write a little Apex script. So once again, thank you. Hope you enjoyed watching me struggle. We got through it together, though. I appreciate your patience. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Thanks so much.